Hello everybody, a very warm welcome then to a Group D clash between the hosts against Australia. And well, this is going to be a huge one for the United States. A chance maybe to qualify tonight with a round of 32. However, it all depends on 90 minutes between these two sides. And well, the United States, the hosts of their biggest tournament in their history, take on Australia here in Group D. Well, after an opening day win for the United States, an opening day win for Australia, it could be anything tonight. Freese, Robinson, Ream, Richards and Serginho Dest, Weah, Adams, McKennie, Tillman and Valerian Balogun and Timothy Weah start for the United States of America. Keep an eye out for Giovanni Reina on the bench, the Dortmund man, and then also Brendan Aronson on the bench too. This is a big one for the United States and one in their home World Cup which they want to win. Australia, on the other hand, well, they were there in Qatar 4 years ago. They played Argentina and got knocked out. But it's a huge, huge night for them. A win will take them through onto the round of 32. Of course, it's easy to say, oh, they're going to be confirmed so early on, but getting the win is so important. Matthew Ryan, Boss, Harrington, Suter, Inankunda. Oh my word, so many names. It's so quickly than the normal ones. But Ryan, Boss, Harrington, Suter, Sakati, Italiano, Inankunda, O'Neill, Irvine, Leckie and Toure. And well, Australia will look to try and take this forward. Here we go then. The United States get underway for their second game of the FIFA World Cup in 2026. Well, Australia struggled against Turkey, but it got over the line in the end. It was 2-1. Of course, that's in our universe here on Westy TV. In all of our simulations we've been doing behind the scenes, but the selected coverage brings you today Australia versus United States. This is a tough group, but all very evenly matched teams. Here's Toure for Australia. Laid across for O'Neill. Freese. A good collection of the ball. Here's Timothy Weah. Operating on the left-hand side tonight. He's normally operated on the right for Marseille this season. Alongside Francois Collou and Hubert Mievski and Antoine Corta, of course. Eric Mrevier and Mievski they're leaving after the end of their contracts. It's been announced by Marseille. They will go on to bigger and better things. Of course, they didn't make their World Cup squads this year with a big shock. Suter. Harrington to Boss. There's a man in the Chinese in the crowd, with a Chinese takeaway in the crowd. It's just gone Bosch, but anyway. Irvine. Here's Jackson Irvine. Forward back to Sakati again. Suter. O'Neill. Here's Irvine once more. Laid into Tim Ream. Clears away. Former Fulham man. Well, these teams have faced each other 4 times prior to the tournament, and well, last time they faced each other was last year in a friendly 2-1 win for the United States. Read into that what you will. Here's Tillman. Adams. Weah into Tillman. Goal United States. And the replay didn't show up, but Tillman already scores for the United States of America. And Australia behind. I'm not sure why it cut, but it's definitely a goal. But an early start then, the United States throwing at it. As it stands, it's going to be back-to-back victories for the United States against Australia. It's the 32nd match of the World Cup this year, of course. We've got 72 group fixtures. And a total of 104 games in this month-long tournament. Here's Jackson Irvine, Lecky. O'Neill. Boss into O'Neill. Forward into Irankunda. Irankunda laid across for Toure. What a save by Fries. And well, that's a super stop. Point blank range, and it's just been denied. Well then, what do you reckon? Here's Tillman. Balogun. Weah. Robinson. Tillman again, and Niall gets in the way. Toure now forward for Australia, looking to try and dribble forward. Richards gets in the way. Crystal Palace man won the UEFA Conference League with them earlier a few months ago. Oh, great save by Matt Ryan. Top stop. And well, Balogun, well, offside anyways. We're coming up on the end of the half-time, end of this first half here in Los Angeles. And well, United States lead through a Tillman goal. Top one at that. Half-time then here. And the hosts lead for a Tillman goal. And it's been a good start for the United States. The round of 32 is beckoning. But at the half-time break, 45 minutes to go. United States 1, Australia 0. Welcome back, everybody. Mike wasn't on for a second there, but welcome back. Second half underway here. United States taking on Australia. And the Americans are currently leading. O'Neill. Boss on to Irankunda. Irankunda across, and Fries. Another good save. Robinson. Adams. Forward to Weah. Valérien Balogun, the former Arsenal striker, of course. He was signed under Arsene Wenger, I believe. And he's still kicking about. Christian Pulisic. The Americans call their own Messi. Not sure about that. Here's Tillman. Edge of the box is his game. Oh, Ryan. Good stop again. Brighton man. He's been top for the Australian national team over so many years. They're number one in so many tournaments. Irankunda now here for Australia. Australia looking to build. Irankunda. Toure. Fries with a good save. And O'Neill coming off for Devlin. And Australia, I think they can be pleased with how this has gone so far. Still in it with a shout. Irankunda whipped into the area. Richards. Heads clear. Here's Valérien Balogun, and Timothy Weah now on the run for the United States. Balogun's in the middle. Opts for Pulisic on the left-hand side. Pulisic across. Balogun, good save, Matt Ryan. Irankunda really running the show for Australia here. 25 to go here in Los Angeles. Harrington. Suter to Toure. Weston McKennie. Here's Tillman. Serginho Dest. Played on to Christian Pulisic. He's been very quiet, I must say. This game, Pulisic's been very, very quiet. Not been what I expected of him. Here is Jackson Irvine. Sakati. Back to Suter. Leckie. Devlin. Out wide. Brilliant to Italiano. And Robertson knocks it out for an Australia corner. 15 to go. And Brendan Aronson's going to come on for Timothy Weah. What do you reckon then? Irankunda comes off, which is a huge surprise to the Australia supporters. He's been Metcalf locking it in. Suter, good save by Fries. I'll tell you what, if there's one man of the match I've liked today, it's Fries in goal. Outstanding work from Fries, and there's going to be a referee pulls it back. It's Devlin on Dest. Maybe should be a yellow. Does dive in a bit rashly. We haven't seen a red card in a long time on Westy TV, I must say, but it's possible. Well, the United States do have some brilliant and mad supporters. McKennie. Aronson to Adams. Anthony Robertson. Adams again. McKennie on the ball. Dest. Metcalf forward, and Toure's now on the run for Australia. Devlin. Played into Suter. Sakati. Irvine into Suter. Harrington. Irvine. Into Leckie to Toure. Last chance. Here's Leckie! Oh, brilliant! They left it late, but they've stunned the hosts. And just as they thought the United States were going to drift into the round of 32, Australia come up with a bit of magic. And it's Leckie who's been unmarked all afternoon to drift in past Matt Fries. Not Matt Fries, into Fries, sorry. Brilliant work from Leckie and Australia. Well, they've got something here. They do have something now. And it is Matt Fries. I did think it was definitely his name, but here's Serginho Dest. McKennie. Knocked backwards. United States and Australia honours shared even in the second game of Group D. Leckie with the goal that equalised on the stroke of full time. Full time. USA 1, Australia 1.